Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining on time. We were just giving a few minutes for some people to join, and we'll get started right now. Before we start, if I can have some videos on, that would be really wonderful. As I always say, I'm sure the speaker also would like to see some faces. It's always nice to see faces rather than these black boxes. So I'll give you time until I finish the introduction. You can maybe switch on the videos by then. Thank you so much for those of you who have switched it on. So great. Good morning. My name is Anurajiv, and I will be the host for today's session. Welcome again to Pakar Helpline Wellness Dialogue session on growing together, understanding and supporting relationship and marriage better. I think this is the month for love, right? And I think we've picked the right topic this month. So every month we do bring, some interesting and relatable topics in mental health and wellness through this platform. We have had, grief, we've had emotional support, we've had talks on suicide, addiction, and all of these talks are, as is today's talk going to be. It's more practical. It's about how I can use this in my life rather than just about the theory, which we all have access to anyway. This is a sharing session where we will be able to learn from each other as well as from our speaker for the day. So before we jump into the session, I just want to take a few minutes to introduce Pukar. So Pukar Helpline is an initiative of Samachita Foundation. We are a completely volunteer-driven emotional support helpline for the stressed, depressed, and suicidal. What we do here is sometimes very simplistic, I think, when we hear it, but we offer non-judgmental emotional support through listening. And it's fully confidential, anonymous, and non-judgmental. And I'm sure each of us have felt the need at some point to speak to someone and didn't know who to speak to. So that's where we come in, and we will be sharing the details on the chat so you can make use of it for yourself or share it with someone who you think may benefit from such a service. And it's completely free. We operate every day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and we'll share the details. Please do spread the message forward. We will be recording today's session, and I'm sure I will check with Dr. Aparna as to how she would like us to interact, whether she would like us to put the questions in the chat during the session, and I can pick it up from there so that we don't interrupt her flow. And at the end, we will also have a Q&A, so you can definitely ask all the questions that come up during the session. And at the end of the session, we'll share a small feedback form. It's more so that we can understand how this session helps you and what kind of sessions you might want to see here uh, going forward, right? So we'll do that as well. So I'll quickly introduce the topic and then I can't wait to introduce our speaker as well. So coming to today's topic, like I was saying, it's the month of love. So, but we also hear all the time that love is not enough. Relationships don't thrive on love alone. They grow when I think partners feel understood, valued, and emotionally supported, right? There are so many other needs that we have other than love or what falls under love. So, in this webinar, I think we will explore how people experience love differently. What is love to me may not be love to you. And what is that difference? And how recognizing these differences can really transform the way we relate with each other and care for each other in our intimate relationships. By understanding love languages and emotional needs, couples can learn simple meaningful ways in which you can support one another and connect better and deeper. Right? So I'm so glad that we have Dr. Aparna here with us today. She's the head of Department of Psychology at Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University. She started her teaching career from Government College of Arts and Science, where she was selected through MPSC in 2006. She joined the university in 2010 and continues to work there now. She has accomplished her doctoral study in parenting style. Maybe we'll have to call you again to speak about that one day. Her research interest spans themes like personality, emotion, well-being, yoga, meditation, and brain waves. That sounds really, really interesting. And I think there's a connection I'm sure you have drawn between all of these topics that you're researching. She has delivered many talks and was an expert at many workshops conducted on national and international level. Some highlights are that she has published 3 books related to psychology with the national publisher, written a book for YCMU, NASIC, written and published nearly 30 research articles in research journals. Few of the publications are in Scopus journals. She has received 3 awards for her working in the teaching field. And you know where to find her. She has a YouTube channel called Dr. Aparna Ashtaputri Sisoda in search. Sisodi, sorry, I'm so sorry about that. In search. And I think after having read all this, I'm really interested to see this angle that is going to come in terms of talking about love languages and supporting each other in relationships. So, welcome, Dr. Aparna, and thank you for being with us here this morning. So, if I can start us off with one question before we even get into love languages, I think let's identify the problem, right? I mean, in your experience, what is or what are the most common misunderstandings or uh, conflicts that couples have about supporting each other? And we would love to hear as many examples as you have come across, to help us understand this better. But what are the most common issues that you've seen?
Okay, good morning.
You're on
Yeah,
mute, but
yeah, yeah. Good morning, everyone. First of all, like before answering your question, I would like to thank you for inviting me to interact with you all on this Pukar, a very good initiative. And I thank Lakshmi also for recommending me. She's my buddy. So I'm here with you all. When we are talking about relationship, there are two, three things which I come across a lot. Everyone say that I do a lot, but the other person for whom we are doing doesn't recognize anything. So and it is both the way around. Like a husband is saying that I do so much for my wife, and wife also say I do so much for my husband. But the other person for whom we are doing, that person is not really satisfied. So maybe there is some gap where in starting, like the few starting years of marriage, like right now we are talking specifically about married relationship or people who are in a romantic relationship. So we can understand that the previous few years are really very good. And what I want to tell the other person is able to understand. And what the other person is telling, I'm able to understand. Now, what happens in that after 2, 3 years, what I am saying in Marathi and the other person is just understands Telugu. So he says, you are not speaking anything. I don't understand what you're saying. And the previous 2, 3 years, they understand everything. They understand Telugu, they understand Marathi, they understand Kannada, everything. So something gets disturbed after some years. And I think there we really need to stop and understand. But unfortunately, what happened is that we feel that it will be okay after some days. And generally, it is seen that when a couple has a fight, they strongly feel that we need to really work on this. And once that hype is lowered, they feel that everything is fine. Na? Like these small here and there fights are ought to be there. They must be there. And there are many gurus, relationship gurus. They say that. If you fight, then there is a love with you. If you don't fight, then there is no love uh, lasting in your relationship. So there are many misunderstandings, and I think that needs to be really understood.
thank you for sharing that. And I think this is you actually captured all the relationship problems in that one line, saying, "I do a lot, you don't do enough," and everyone feels that way, right? And I think the other thing that also comes to my mind is, you know, every time there is an issue, it's someone else that needs to be doing something. It's never us, right? So that is the other thing that came up. So what is the answer to this? How do we go about looking at this differently. And I agree with you completely about, all of these theories and relationship gurus and everything that come up with their own systems. And there's nothing that one size fits all, right? There's nothing like that. But there seems to be a miscommunication because of the different, literally the different languages we are speaking in terms of expressing ourselves. So, would you like to shed some light on that? And how can we
Yes.
look at it?
See what happened. There are so many relationships, but the relationship of husband and wife is made so glamorous, or that is the only relationship which defines you, is being told to us from everywhere, from our family, from culture, from literature, everywhere. So if you have this relationship very good, then you are good. Otherwise, it is not. So a lot of pressure is put on this, and to release that, there are so many. I'm not like against of it, but these are certain things that define our relationship. How we learn a relationship of husband wife. The first hand information is of our parent, like mother and father. And if you see the generational differences, I always give an example that my grandparents never used to speak with each other a lot, but they had a very good communication. Then after that, my parents came and they used to speak, but then they used to fight also, but not that much. Now come to my generation, we have so much of communication available. We can speak to anytime, anywhere. But you see, the maximum miscommunication is there. So you see the transition. And in that transition, I see my parents, they don't speak, they fight. So I started speaking. Then still the fights are there. That's okay. But then I find from where I should learn. Then I go to literature. Literature has romanticized the relationships so much. Now, and the movies impact a lot on our relationship. So there are certain taglines that are being mantras for relationship, and those are really very, very hurting. Like, do jisme ek jaan hai. No, there are two different individuals and two different jans, and everything is too different. Then in recent years, we have the song that Aadha Tera, Aadha Mera, to Pura Ban Jaye. No, it is not. You have to be your full and I have to be my full. And then you can be a good. So this is something, the misconcepts that we have about this particular relationship. We feel that I'll be complete when I meet a right person. So if you are waiting, become complete, then that will create an issue because I'll always be dependent on the person to feel complete for myself. And the other person is not responsible for my completeness or my happiness. But it is been told to me from all the things that I can get that I need to be complete if I have this particular person in my life. Or if he does this way, then I'll be complete. So this misunderstanding has created a lot of chaos in my mind. So I have to make it very, very clear few things. First is that this is a relationship. No doubt it is a very important relationship in my life, but it is one part of my life. It is not the complete thing. Like, I always say that my generation is a confused generation, a generation who is in in that from 35s to 50s. This is a confused generation because my mother used to feel that my father is God. So she used to go and respect, the pair chuti thi and everything. So for her, my father was God. Now for me, my husband is neither God nor human being because I shift it accordingly. I sometimes feel no, he's like God, so I worship him. Sometimes I feel no, I'm also working. I get also stressed, so why don't you work? So I want for that particular time, I want him to be a human being. So we are still confused. So we need to understand that in a relationship, two individuals are there, two individuals coming together to have a better life. It is not that you are completing me or I am completing you. We would be coming together to form a better life so that I can grow as a person for myself, and I should have also, you also should grow as a person. And if you grow together and if the roles are uh, like if we can understand the roles of each other, because now we are in the situation where we are not able to define the roles. Previously it was like the mother used to do the household and the father used to do the outward things. earning money things. But now it is not like that. But then we need to understand that how I can support uh, myself rather than supporting the other person. I have to understand that I have to be happy. I have to be uh, being loving myself. Then only I can shift or transfer it to the other person. So, as a relationship, we need to understand few things, that it is not that my half and your half will become a complete world. No, we two are to two different individuals will be coming together and trying to adjust to each other with our own expectations and maybe boundaries and limitations. And if that is there, and then we can work together how we can be good as a human being, how we can progress ourselves as a human being. So if we have that thought in our mind and that goal, and not romanticizing so much about this particular relationship, will definitely help us in a more uh, what I can say, a healthier relationship.
Yeah. So I think it's a good perspective to have, where we are kind of pulling back and saying, at least understand now what is the goal of a relationship or a marriage. The goal and role, both, I think, is what you're saying, right? And they have been changing over time, as you rightly pointed out. Maybe earlier it was about security, financial security, physical security. Now it's not that. It's about growth. It's about me. It's about each individual. It's not anymore a homogeneous unit. It's about these two people who are in it together, right? So beautiful. And I think that perspective itself can help provide better understanding, and for providing better emotional support to somebody else, when I just look at it in that manner rather than one completing the other. So that's a great start to look at this. And what would be a more I think we spoke about how you're going to talk about love languages, and I feel like that is a more, on a day-to-day basis, more relatable way to transact with this goal in mind, right? So I'd love to hear some more about that from you.
Okay, okay. See, as I said, all these things are definitely a theoretical part. But when it comes that, okay, I want to bring my 100 and you also bring your 100, saying that theoretically is very correct. But how to bring it? How to like be myself? So, before understanding the other person, we need to understand ourselves. Like what I am and how I work, I need to understand. See, before buying a car, we understand that which made it is it automatic machine, or do we have gears in it? Is it a manual? Is it a petrol? Is it a diesel? Everything we understand, right? So and how I need to understand myself also. Am I able to drive that car? Right? If I am taking maybe a Rajdoot and saying that no, it is very heavy. So I need to understand myself and then understand the bike or the car I am purchasing. If I am understanding that I cannot afford petrol, the prices are very high, then I need to go on the diesel. So we are always analyzing. So in relationship also, it's very important that we understand our own self first. Because these are the things I am good at. These are the things I really need to work on. And if somebody helps me, that is very good. Now, while interacting on day-to-day basis, which we always see that I do so much for the other person and other person don't recognize it. But actually, when you ask both the person in different situation, they both say the same thing. "Ki, I do so much, but the other person is not recognized." So, showing love is there from both the like parties, what we can say. The husband also shows and the wife also shows. But there is something which is there, which is not allowing whatever you are sending, the other person is not receiving it properly. Now, what happens if I am sending it in a wrong way? Suppose, for example, I'm sending you an WhatsApp message, and unfortunately, you don't have WhatsApp in your mobile. I am saying that I'm sending you so many messages, I'm sending you heart, and you say, I don't have WhatsApp. So how will you work? It is not going to work. So I need to understand, okay, what do you have then? Okay, you have email. So I have to send you the email. Then only you will understand that what I am feeling. Same way, love languages. There are 5 love languages. Okay. And we all have these 5 love languages. But few are dominant in us. So the first and foremost is rather than checking of what is the love language of my husband or what is love language of my wife, I need to understand what is my love language. Because then I can tell, see, if you do, you are doing so much for me. But my love language is this. If you show your love in this format, I'll be very happy. Or it will reach to me. I have email, so please don't send WhatsApp, please send email only. So that you can tell. For that, I need to understand that I don't have WhatsApp, I have only email. I need to understand that. And for that, like generally five are there. The first one is the affirmative words. So here, the love language is by speaking, by telling, by appreciating. Like, okay, this is good. You have to do this. You are doing very good. I'm happy that you have prepared a meal for me. So if I have that particular love language dominating, I want people to tell me that. This gives me validation. This gives me a security because everyone is validating. Yes, the smallest thing also, I want my partner to recognize and tell me that in the words. So there is something what we can say is the affirmative words. So I have to understand that am I happy when people talk about me, or my especially my husband tells me something. If I'm happy with that, then yes. Then the second is the quality time. Many a times we don't want to listen words. Many times we feel keep why you are telling me? You just sit beside me and that's all. I don't want anything else. I want you to just hold my hands and sit. That's all. Don't tell me that the food was good or you are looking beautiful. If I'm looking beautiful, please do hug me. That is what, because I want something else. The quality time is the second, where I want you to sit with me, to listen to me, to talk to me, to do some activities together. That's what is quality time. And is it me? Is it? It is my love language. I have to just find out when I am more happy, or when I feel appreciated, or when I feel happy. If my husband, if my partner does the another thing, like if he says the word, "Am I happy?" We can rate it on the scale of 1 to 10. So if I'm happy, like 10 would be the highest and 1 would be the lowest. So if my partner is talking to me and appreciating me, so on 1 to 10, where it feels me happy. Then the second is the quality time. If my husband sits with me, talks with me, or do some maybe play with me, or just listen to the daily core, whatever things I'm doing, those are not having much meaning to it. But he just listens, and that makes me happy. That is the quality time, right? He's listening to me. Then the third one is again very important, that is physical touch. So as I said, I don't need to listen that you are looking beautiful, I just want a hug. That is a physical touch, and that is the language. That is the language telling, or just touching. Or I had one friend who got married like 20 years back, and still her husband, when she is cooking, husband comes from here and just touches her hair and goes. She gets irritated, and she said, "Okay, now this is not the age. You see, he is doing such a silly things." And then we said, see, why don't you see in this perspective? He is still interested in you. He still roam around you. He's going around you, because the husband's love language is physical touch. Maybe I may not have that love language, but I need to understand. He will not tell that I love you or bring something, but he is touching you, he is hugging you. Uh, Before going outside, he is just having a hug, a tight hug, and then leaving the house. So we need to understand. If it is there, then that is my love language. Then the fourth love language we all love is the gifts. So gifting is again a love language, giving a gift. But again, if it is not my love language, I'll say, "Ki, why you are spending so much money? Just hug me and that's all." But then the other person who is gifting, he will feel ki I have searched so much for this particular gift. It is specially for you. I have named, I have written a name on your name on it. So it is very special. But the person who is receiving, if his love language is not gift, he'll say, okay, that's okay, it's fine. What else? Like nothing. But we need to understand. If my love language is receiving gift, I can, and if my husband understand it, that is really very good. And the fifth love language is service. Service is like working. If you're coming from office and you are tired and your husband brings a cup of tea to you, prepares a cup of tea or cleans the house for you, and that is what his way of showing, excuse me, his way of showing that he loves you without saying anything, without gifting, without doing uh, anything, saying anything. He just does the work that you want or you are supposed to do, or any office work. He or she will help you in doing that. It is his or her way of showing the love. That's a very important thing is that we need to understand what is my love language before understanding the love language of my partner. Because uh, if my partner is having is showing his or her love, but my love language is different, again the same, I speak Marathi and you are speaking, you are saying I love you in Kannada, I won't understand. You would be saying it with all of passion and everything, but I won't understand it, right? Maybe, as I said, the previous few years of your married life, you understand the facial expression and body language. If you don't understand Kannadica, also that's also okay. But by looking, after some years, you are in so many things that are happening around you, you forget to recognize the facial expressions, or you know the facial expression by now. After 5, 6 years, you understand all those. So it's very important that I need to understand what is my love language. And once I understand my love language, then I try to understand what is love language of my partner and try to show the love in the language my partner understands. If my partner understands love in the form of physical touch, please try to do that. If my partner loves language is of servicing, so help your partner or do certain small things, and the work can be easier. So these are very small things. I'm sure that everyone is showing their love every day in this or that form. But unfortunately, the love language of the partner is different. So what happens? I am showing love, but it is not received by the partner. So I have to show the love in the form where my partner can understand it. So if we can do this, these are very small gestures. But if we start doing it, it will really help. Many times it happens that when we interact with the couples, they say that this would be mechanical. Don't you think so? That I have to think, okay, this is love language of my husband or my wife, and then showing it. I said it's okay. Previously, it would be mechanical. At least it will reach to your partner. The way you are spontaneously showing your love, it is reaching nowhere. So fine, it is mechanical if you think it is okay, but at least it will reach to the partner, and the partner will also understand. Okay, yes, this is what my partner is trying to tell me. So I think if we can start understanding our own language, and if it is possible, we can communicate that these are my love language. Or you can online go. I have not brought anything, but you can online search for certain scales where you can both together solve a scale and understand. Oh, my love language is this. Your love language. So this can be a very good activity together, and this will make you understand that okay, this is the love language. So as this is a Saturday, tomorrow is a holiday, so today you can sit and do that scale, maybe a test together, and find out, oh, this is what dominating love language is, and tomorrow you can just work on it. Okay, these are the two love languages my partner is having, which till now I was not knowing, so what I can do for it. So once in a month, if you can do this, this will definitely refresh your relationship.
That's so interesting to look at it in such a structured format. Like you said rightly, it almost feels robotic in the beginning, doesn't feel authentic, but sometimes that is what is required to get yourself out of the rut that you might be stuck in, right? And you're not feeling anything, they're not feeling anything, and you need to make a change, but you don't know what to do. And this is a great starting point for that. You may not need to continue doing it, but it's a great starting point for that. I'm curious though also, do you think that it would change over time for somebody? Um,
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely. You would be changing here and there. In this five, you would be like going up and down. Somewhere might be in the initial days of your relationship, the love language would be more of a physical touch. By the age, like maybe after 20-25 years, it would be more of a service.
Service.
So
Yeah.
it might change. So if you have a ritual, like every month you can sit and talk about it, uh, that can really help you out. Okay, now
Yeah.
this month, what we can do? Okay, I have understood this was your love language, and we were doing it. So we understand the person is not really happy as he or she was when we did last time. So we can again reinvent the things. Okay, now what is the love language which is dominating? So yes, definitely it is changing according to situation. Also, it changes
Yeah.
according, but once you understand these are dominant, or you can have the hierarchy. This is not working, go to the second one. This is not working, go to the third one. That
Yeah.
would be really helping.
And do you feel like this kind of assume this model kind of assumes that obviously there is going to be effort on both sides of the relationship. So that is kind of assumed that you both want to make an effort to get to grow together, right? That is
Yes.
an underlying assumption that we have, because the question I had in mind was, what if our love languages are completely, opposite? Like mine is quality time and yours is gifting. It seems like two very polar opposites almost, right? Um, Only that assumption that I want to make an effort to communicate my love or for you to receive my love. And why is that important to me? That's where the self-awareness comes in. Only then I would want to do something like this.
Very, very, very correct. See, love is somewhere where you want to be with the person, right?
Yeah,
You want to share your life with the person. So if I want to share, I want the other person also to be happy.
yeah,
So how he'll be happy, he or she will be happy by doing his own things. So see, understanding and recognizing that my partner is thinking about me is also a good thing.
is awesome. Yes,
He or she may not be like, my love language is affirmation. Okay, but he is not comfortable in speaking or telling, but still he is trying. So
yeah,
this understanding that the other person is trying to show or going out of his or her comfort zone to make me feel happy. That same emotion is really very, very interesting and making you happy. The person may not be very good in telling that you are good or
yeah,
you look good, but he has tried. He has never said anything till the time, and now he has tried. He's trying कि अरे आज जरा अच्छा दिख रहा है. तो we expect कि बहुत अच्छा दिख रहा है बोलना है, but he has tried. So
yeah,
the other way also is very important. The other person also need to understand he is breaking the comfort zone. So
yeah,
I may not get the answers or the things the way I want it, but
yeah.
the person is trying. So
Correct.
the trying is really, really very important. And I think that should be appreciated in the relationship that the other person is trying, is really
Yeah,
trying to make the partner happy the way the partner wants.
yeah,
So it's really very good. We need
yeah.
to recognize this.
Correct. And that's so important because if this hasn't happened in a till now, suddenly if someone says, okay, I'm recognizing this, acha tuma, you're looking very nice today, and they'll if the response is like, what happened to you, like why are you saying, then you've already cut off the person when they're trying to make that connection. So I think you're right. As much as giving or making that effort is important, receiving that effort is also just as important.
Yes, yes, yes. Very, very true. We have to understand that the other person is doing for us. He's
Yeah,
not comfortable, but still he's making an effort. And I
yeah,
should say, oh, thank you so much. So because see, if the person is trying and he gets a positive feedback, so the chances that he'll do the things again and again
of course,
increases. If we have a
of course.
negative feedback, अरे ये क्या? So then the person will again go into shell and he'll say, okay, this is not working.
Yeah, yeah.
So have a positive feedback.
I have one more. Actually, I have a few more questions, but this one's really bothering me. Where What if someone just says, okay, I understand all this, but ye to mujhse nahi hoga. Like, I really cannot do this. I can't, it's not my style. I don't use word. You know me. I always just, how I appreciate you. Tumko samajhna chahiye, you know. I'm sure that happens quite often where, this is, why should I do all of this? That's the kind of question that comes up.
Yes. Yeah, this sometimes may come up, and we have to understand that, okay, why should I do? Uh, because I want the other person to be happy. Do I
Hmm.
want the other person to be happy? Answer is always yes. Then I have to break this. And
Hmm.
the other person also need to understand that, okay, he is trying. It's not easy for the other person to break his or her comfort zone. So it's
Yeah.
okay. So like I need to understand that, okay, he's trying. His love language is this. This way he's showing it. Okay. So what we say generally is that the things you can change, you change it. If you are not able to change it, accept it.
Hmm.
Don't make
Yeah.
it very tug of war sort of thing. Like
Yeah.
if he's trying to say in words but he's unable, he's uncomfortable. He has tried, or he's not able, he's unable to try also. It's okay. What I can say is,
Yeah.
okay, what is how he is showing the love? Fine. Okay, I'll take it that way. He's showing the love by gifting.
Hmm.
He's showing the love by doing servicing. It's okay. So when my husband does
Yeah.
certain work for me, I understand, okay, he's showing love. So don't make that you
Right.
have to change. And the one very important
Yeah.
thing in psychology, we all say that you cannot change the other person. You can change only
Yeah.
yourself. So rather making the person to do what my love language is, it's easy for us to understand,
Yeah.
okay, this is his way of showing, I'll understand through this. If it is happens, it's
Beautiful.
very good. If it doesn't happen, it's also okay.
Yeah.
Don't make it that very
Yeah.
serious. It's easy.
Correct. That's so important. I'm so glad you said it like that, so that it's not feeling like a pressure that, acha, now I know love language, so I need to do it this way. But because I know your love language, I can also understand that you are showing me love, even if you
Correct.
don't do it
Correct.
my way, right?
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
is so important. What are some things that you think couples can do maybe on a daily basis? Like, do you feel like this is something that needs to be done on a daily basis to
Yes,
show love?
yes, yes. On daily basis. Do one thing. This will increase, see, this will increase your oxytocin. You don't
Hmm.
need any other thing. See, husband and wife is a basic unit. So if this basic unit is happy, the other things also fall in the same category. So your
Yeah.
family would be in a happy, if you leave a home with a happy smile on your face to a office, definitely there are ups and downs in office, but you are prepared for it. You know that it is there. Sometimes it's okay. It's not like every day you have to do. Try to make it every day.
Yeah.
So don't make it a must, because then must will create a pressure on you.
Yeah.
Make it, I like it to do it. I want
Yeah.
to feel wanted. I want to feel happy every day. And every person want to be happy and wanted every day. So
Yeah.
do small thing, and we generally do it. Actually, we do it. We just don't show it in the way,
Mm.
in that particular format. We do it,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
So we say, okay, good, okay, goodbye, or we hug sometimes, or
Yeah.
if the things are not in a place, we put the things in a place. Maybe the other person is in a hurry, so we do the things. We don't
Yeah.
recognize that this is the way we are showing our love. We just
Yeah.
have to recognize, understand that we are doing, and try to make it so. If both the person are recognizing that the other person is doing, I think we are will be more in the awareness form. Now we do
Yeah.
the things which are we are not aware. We do it just for doing it. Once we get aware, it becomes, okay, he has said goodbye to me. So affirmative.
Yeah.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
there in my mind. So yes, we need to do it every day. It's good, but
Yeah.
don't make it a pressure point. You have to do
Right.
it. Do it. Sometimes maybe you're not in a good mood, you are in a lows sometimes. It's okay.
Hmm.
You have to understand.
For some reason, the word duty keeps coming back to my mind now. Like, I'm wondering about where does duty fit in all of this? Like, you know, does it uh, does it talk about a love language? If I'm doing my duties, let's say as a wife, as a husband, is that a love language?
Uh, no, it is not.
Hmm.
Uh, Duty is something where you are made to do it compulsory. You like it, you don't like it. You have to do it
Hmm.
because it is your duty. And in relationship, yeah, few things you have to do because of duties, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But there has to be few things which are you are doing
Hmm.
just because you want to do. And that will add a pinch of salt in your life. You don't need much of the things. You need
Yeah.
very small things, you know. So you
Yeah.
understand it. I'll just share one example of my grandparents. My grandfather used to do puja every day, and he used to offer all the flowers to God, and he used to keep three flowers for my grandmother. And my grandmother used to come later and use those three flowers and put that in her juda. And the
Hmm.
day that they had a fight, maybe we were not able to understand in those days. Now I understand it. Sometimes she never used to put that flowers in her juda. And then I
Hmm.
used to wonder, maybe she had forgotten. I was a kid. But now I understand this was her way of showing that, okay, you show love, but I'm not. See, something might have happened. So she never used
Yeah.
to do that. So this is a small act you understand. It was
Yeah.
not my grandfather's duty to do that. Or when they used to finish their lunch, they used to sit in a garden and have a supari. So my grandmother always used to give an supari to my grandfather and just go back. And the day they had certain issues, she would ask me to, "Arate, go and give to your grandfather."
Hmm.
I used to think why this is. Now I understand. See, this is the way they used to show.
Hmm.
I'm not okay, whatever has happened or whatever. This was
Yeah.
showing that I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So few things she used to do, but these were few things that were very much of their own,
Yeah.
telling that I love you every day, without a fail,
Yeah.
every day. The day till the day my grandmother will use the flower, my grandfather used to keep the flowers for her. That
Yeah.
may go west or something, but he will do it. It was not like she's not responding. Why should I do now? It was not
Yeah.
like that. So I think, yes, love has to be shown every day. It should not be a duty. And if you're
Hmm.
doing it a duty, then wait and think about your relationship.
Hmm.
Because you are doing the things just because of a duty, then please stop. Think, have a pause, think about your relationship. We are there because we cannot apart. If it is there, then you are hurting yourself also and hurting the other person also. So
Yeah.
don't run. Just wait, understand each other. If it is possible for you to solve the issue, very good. If not, take help of psychologist or take call to a helpline like Pukar. So they will try to hear you what you are saying. Many times it
Yeah.
happens in relationship that the person is telling you something, but you are not able to understand. You're not able to listen what the person is saying because you have your own preoccupied things. So if you are doing all the things because just because of duty, then stop
Hmm.
and take a pause in your relationship. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you for clarifying that. I think I liked your very clear answer that no, it is not. Otherwise it's always, oh, it can be, it cannot be. But I also feel like it has changed over time if you think about it, like you're saying with, grandparents and things. I can almost hear some older people in the family saying, oh, she has shown her love by doing her duties every single day, whether she's sick or not. This is her way of showing love. So I think it might have also changed over time as we focus more individually instead of, as a unit. That also might have slowly started happening. Um,
What I
I
feel
want,
is, I'll just interrupt in between.
sure, sure,
What
of
I
course.
feel is we are interpreting in that way. She
Hmm.
used to show, if she is ill also, she used to. But I
Yeah,
think in those days, they were very, very clear about the things. If I
correct.
see, I've not seen many, but what I see that we are more confused as a generation. A woman
Absolutely.
generation, we are confused. They were knowing this is the way I can control the things, and these are
Yeah,
not in my control. So the things which were in her control, the lady or the men used to use that without any shore sharaba. But
yeah,
they were keeping the things across very correctly, which I
correct.
think as a generation we are not. that good in it. We are more confused. Uh, she might be doing a duty and showing the love, but the husband would know that while what things are exactly telling that yes, I'm doing it because of love, and why I'm doing
What
this
is duty?
just
Yeah.
because you want me to do. So they
Yeah.
have that because I have seen one of my uh, relative, and they had a habit to bring people at home and have lunch. So they never used to tell the wife who was working and doing the food that these many people will come, that many people. So she'll be always in the kitchen and doing. So one day they brought 8 people and she was asked to prepare it. And while doing that, they said that, oh, there is the salt is less. In front of everyone, they told that the salt
Mm.
is less in vegetable. So that grandmother said nothing. And the next day, only nobody was there. The only family members were there. And she put so much salt in the husband's vegetable that he said so much. And everyone was saying, okay. This was her way to say that no, no, you cannot
Don't cross
insult me
boundary.
in front of everyone. And what
Yeah.
I feel now, we would fight for what, why you said this, why you said that. They never used to say the word, they used to show by action. So
Correct.
maybe the way we are interpreting that because of duty, but they would have definitely their own way of telling the things is okay, this is not okay. So
Yeah.
we also should find out all those such things. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. I have one more question, but I want to also check with the participants. If anyone has a question, please raise your hands. Feel free to unmute or put it in the chat. If you have been attending our sessions, you know that my questions will never end. So I can keep going. But, if you have questions, please do raise your hand right now. I think we are getting really good, practical, real advice and discussion here. Yes, Janki, you said you have a question. Do you want to unmute
Yeah, yeah,
yourself or put it? Yes, thank you.
yeah. Thank you for a nice session, Anu and Dr. Madam. So I just have one question. The last point, what you said, it's very interesting because it's very common in our families where the criticism is always there. How much ever you put your 100%, you see some or other will be there to say that okay, ये क्यों बनाया है क्यों बनाया है, इसमें salt क्यों कम है. So the way you said, the grandmother added more salt. So people have this tendency of making ruckus for everything. So will it not create more problem between wife and husband if such things happens actually?
Yeah, it will create, definitely, it may create.
Because
But the
mm,
wife has to say her say, na? Whatever she is feeling, she'll have to put that, "Okay, this is not okay for me."
because
In
most
those
of
days,
the
it was the
problems
way.
happens. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
most of the problems happens because when wife says something against or doesn't like that this kind of criticism in front of everybody, and that is when the more problem starts.
We
So
have to be na,
yeah.
we have to be upfront and tell, okay, we'll not go with that method. It was an older method. Now you can just sit with a relaxed mind and tell that I felt very, very humiliating when you say such things in front of everyone. If the things are not good, you can just come and tell me individually. But if you tell in front of everyone, it humiliates me. And make it a point that uh, how will you feel if I do the same thing for you? And if you
Right,
do
right.
it
Yeah.
and keep it open, but if the other again the same thing happens, you say that this happened for the second time. If one more time it happens, uh, I will make sure that you also understand how it feels. And you have to behave in that way. I know it will create a fight, but then see, you have to stand up for yourself. Nobody else will stand for you. That is very sure. If the cost of getting humiliated is less than standing, you will get humiliated. But if the cost is very high, then you have to stand up. There is always a loss and gain thing in relationship. So if you are okay and if 10 things are good, only this one thing is not working, it's okay. But
Mm.
all the 8 things are not working and this is one more 9 thing, then you'll have to stand for yourself.
Yeah, right.
And yes,
So just
setting
one
boundaries.
more question. One more question. Thanks for answering this. One more question. You said we have to take a pause. at some point. So, what do you exactly mean by taking pause in the
Uh,
relation? Taking
yeah.
pause in a relation means how does it work?
See, you have to sit alone and really think of your relationship. Where I started, where I am today, when I started, where I wanted to be. Am I on the same path, or it is completely different? If it is different also, am I okay with it? Many times we have a plan, we say that I want to go here in the relationship, but after sometimes you understand, okay, that was very imaginary or not very practical. I've landed here now. So, do I still respect myself the way I used to respect myself when I started the relationship? Have I have is there a growth of me as a person in the relationship? Am I spending my life with a purpose? Is my purpose being completed, or am I living a meaningful life? If these three four question, if you ask and the answer is yes, very good. But if the answer is no for it, write it down. Because see, when you start discussing with your husband, uh, few things are so, you know each other so much through and through, that the husband or the wife knows what you will say. So it's better you write it down and read it, or give a question and get the answer in a return. So here you can have a proper discussion that I felt when we started, I felt I will have a my personal growth, but now I don't feel there is any personal growth in this relationship. I'm not grown. 10 years back I was there. Now also I am there only as a person. So, so this would be for you. What I need, what I want as a personal growth. So answer your own question. And when it comes that, okay, I wanted to do a job, or I wanted to go out, I wanted to pursue my hobby, and I was unable to. So now can I do that? And if yes, how my husband can help me out? Or do I need the help? So this is the way you just pause and look at what we can say, to the journey that you have got. You can just see those things. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
okay.
for
Thank you
saying
so
that. And
much.
Thanks, Adil.
thank you, Janki, for asking that.
Thank you so
If I
much.
may just take a moment to add to that, to relate back to what we were saying, right? Um, I think it's also about understanding the goal of the relationship and seeing if you're in alignment with that, like we spoke about in the beginning of the talk. If it is still fulfilling or not, and also not to put all the pressure on this relationship to make your life and yourself fulfilling. So just connecting it back to what we started off with. And in terms of the first question as well, if you know, if the words are the ones that are hurting you, it also kind of tells you that affirmative or positive words are your love language, and maybe that is not the other person's love language or the husband's love language, and maybe services. There is some disconnect there which needs to be spoken about and fixed. Is just some, I just wanted to connect it back to what you were saying earlier so that it's very tangible and how we can use this in our lives, right? So thank you so much for answering that, and thanks, Janki, for the question. Yes, Mr. Ashok Kumar, you have a question.
Yeah, hi, Anu madam and Aparna ji. Things were like before marriage, like we were like 95% times we agreed with each other, and like 5% differences were there. But after marriage, the reverse has happened, and like we don't agree with anything at all. And the problem is like whenever we argue, she unfortunately my remembers the topic, brings the topic from 1947 till now, like everything she remembers. And I don't know why girls or ladies, women have so much memory. I don't recall these like things, but they keep memory of everything, and they will bring everything out. So she has like fantastic memory. So I don't like I have almost never like win any argument with her. So I wanted to know why this kind of is it natural for like girls to have this kind of memory or this kind of nature, or it is me only suffering? So
Okay.
I think
Uh,
winning an argument is your love language. Just kidding.
See, what happened is women take men all the things very personally, and that is personalization is, and that is the way they are being brought up. Once we make them understand, see, this is if a good thing happens in house, it is because of her. If bad thing happens, this is because of her. She's not responsible for everything, but she is made to think in that way, and she also believes, starts believing it. कि, okay, if I am a good house, if I'm a good wife, I have to keep my house very clean. If I don't keep my house clean, then I'm not a good wife. So it's okay if I'm a working woman and I have a kid who is of 8 years old and there is a mess in the house. Someday it's okay. But I'm not able to take it okay. I make it a pressure point. It becomes a pressure point. So one thing, yeah, why we remember, because it is very personalized. And if we try to forget also, the people around us don't allow us to forget that, no, no, you are responsible for it. So that is the answer. And the thing that previously you were agreeing on 95% things and disagreeing only 5, now it is reverse. I think your roles have been changed now. So when you get married, you try to behave the way your parent used to behave. So you take all those roles and responsibility. So first you have to sit down and say that, okay, if this is your responsibility, you can share it with me, or can we reduce that? So uh, the disagreements would be like minimum. You can try to minimize few things. You can try to bifurcate the things. Few things are of your, like you can have a departments. If you are in the IT sector, you'll understand department, sales departments is yours. So whatever sales and buying and everything would be yours. HR would be your mine. So human resource would. So if you can divide in such a way, so okay, it is your, once you take the responsibility that okay, study of the kid is my responsibility. So now, as a mother, I won't be responsible if the child gets less mark or high marks. Otherwise, it is blame the mother. So try to divide the responsibilities in your relationship, so that will have a less pressure on her. And if she is also attending this workshop or webinar, she'll also understand. Okay, we'll try to have a love language and don't take personally. Women take things very very personally, so don't take it personally. You are not. If something went wrong, it is not because of you. लोग आपको बोलते हैं देवी पर आप हो नहीं. So don't you're a human being. So that's okay.
Sure,
Thank
Okay.
thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
while like Aparna ji and Anuji has like high level of this advices from my side, I will give tips to not to argue whenever like you are hungry, like
Yes,
tired, or like lonely, or like in this situation you should not argue. So
correct.
this from my side, I will just add it. So thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes,
Thank
yes.
you
I
so
know.
much. And Dolly has shared the feedback form link in the chat, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could take some. It'll take you a minute or two at the most. I know we are already at 12, but there are a few more questions on the chat. If you're okay with it, Dr. Aparna, if we can take that.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe
How
just two
to react
questions.
if the partner uses anger language. See, why we get angry? The first, as we have talked also, uh, anger is something which is very instinct. So the person who is reacting angry, the other person have to keep quiet at that time. So once I understand my husband is angry and he's speaking loudly, I don't have to argue that. I have to just keep quiet and listen. Don't say anything, because when the person is angry, he is unable to process anything that we are saying. So it's a waste of time. So if your it is not always, if it is there, then ask the husband or a wife to take help, because anger is a big issue and it leads to many mental disorders. So if it is always there, I think Pukar would be definitely helping those who have such issues. And if some of the other time the other person is getting angry, then at that time you have to just keep quiet, listen to what the person is saying, and then have your discussion. Okay. And then, Rita, we really need to take stand for us mentally. Yeah, definitely. This is really very important. You will have to make certain things. You have to have your boundaries. Some yes and some no's. And as we now know, no means no. So that has to be very, very clear. If I'm saying no, it is like after some time, yes, no. For few things, it is no. So you have to be very, and you'll have to pay for it. So be ready for it also. When you say no to certain things or yes to anything, well, for every behavior, there is a responsibility. So if you understand that, I think that would be a great thing. Yeah, I think we have answered. Hope this was all the questions that I've
We
answered.
have, I think Navni has also sent a question. She says, you began the
Okay.
workshop by talking about how couples get stuck on how it felt before. What
Uh-huh.
happens if changes are objectively there, expectations have been communicated time and again, and yet not been fulfilled? There's a genuine need to make the relationship work. She's asking as a professional for a client.
Okay, working about okay, couple stuck on how. See, as I said, that things if you are able to change, it is really very good. But if you are not able to change it, try to accept it. That is much easier. Because uh, again and again you are trying, and again and you are not able to do that. Then we can change, na? And we do change. So the expectations that you were having 5 years back are not now. So the things are changing. So it's always good that you accept. Okay, it is tough to accept. I agree that. But there is no other way out because you want a relation to be working, you want the relation to be happy, so you accept the things. Okay, the person is like that. This is what the love language is. So you'll have to accept it. If the person modifies, it's very good. Otherwise, you have to accept it. Okay, into an accident day before, and he is on business run every other day. He's still out for meeting. I don't had a message after yesterday night. Okay, finally I called. I was upset and worried. Okay, or am I? See, this communication device, why we all want to, why we see this deals with my insecurities. If I know that my fiance is a working person who has to travel here and there, maybe he is having a lot of work and he don't feel like this is very important. He has much more important things. So, why I get so insecure about? Why I get you we need to ask ourselves ki why I need always this particular thing that I am here, I'm doing well, I'm good morning, good afternoon, good nights. Why I want this? Is this making me happy? Is it like because I am getting attention? Is it for attention seeking? Is it that maybe as I said, your fiance's love language may not be verbal, so he's not telling you, I'm here, I'm there. And your love language may be affirmative words. So you want the other person to tell you the things. But if it is not there, then what you can do is you can change yourself. You can say it's okay just because he had an accident. Okay. Okay. So it's fine. It's okay. See, nowadays what is happening? I have a question and I want the answer the way I want. The other person is different person, different individual. So he'll have his own way of interpreting what you're saying. It's okay. You had that insecurity. You felt because he had an accident. So you were worried about it. So it's okay. You told about yourself, but how he will react is up to him. You cannot expect, see, I am worried, so he should react in this way. What is happening is we have a question paper, we have model answers also. But it is not always there that the answer should be as per the model answers. The other person may have other way of writing the answer. The same points would be there, but the answer would be different. So you can have your question. Definitely, it's not wrong if you have that worrying. If you are worrying, it's okay. It's good. But the wrong is the other person should be behaving this particular manner only. This particular thing is hurting you because you have put must in it. Again, you can think of REBT where you have beliefs and all those things. You have he must and shoulds were there. So think about it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was a
Thank
great
you.
talking to you all. A nice interaction session. So thank you very much for inviting me, and you all have a great audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being so clear and practical with your answers. Really made the conversation very easy. Thank you all for attending as well on a Saturday morning. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next month for another wellness dialogue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Closing the session.